Speaking of a good time, Ubisoft is looking to get bought out.
Oh boy.
Days after shutting X-Defiant and laying off hundreds of staff, Ubisoft is reportedly considering how to structure a 10-cent buyout without the Guillemot family losing control. Ubisoft's share price today, amid intensifying rumors that Chinese megacorp Tencent is engaged in buyout talks. The company behind Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six Siege have suffered a torrid year with multiple studios closures, mass layoffs, and game shutdowns. The company's next big game, Assassin's Creed Shadows, was delayed into 2025, and Star Wars Outlaws failed to meet sales expectations. According to Reuters, Ubisoft shareholders are considering how to structure a possible buyout of the French company without reducing the Guillemot family's control. The Guillemot family is the largest shareholder in Ubisoft and is reportedly in talks with Tencent and other investors as it seeks funding a management buyout. Tencent is the second largest shareholder in Ubisoft with 10%, and according to Reuters, has yet to decide whether to fund the buyout. Indecision is partly because it was asked for a greater say on future board decisions, including cash flow distribution in return for financing the deal. Apparently, the Guillemot family has yet to agree with those terms, but Tencent is willing to wait for them to come around. Tencent declined to comment. Ubisoft spokesperson did comment saying, "We remain committed to making decisions in the best interest of our stakeholders in this context. We have already indicated the company is also reviewing all its strategic options." Ubisoft shares fell to their lowest level in the last decade in September after it made a series of dramatic announcements around the performances of its games, as well as delaying Assassin's Creed Shadows. Ubisoft announces return to Steam, blah, 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 blah. So, looks like Ubisoft is seeing the writing on the wall.
So, I'm not surprised. I feel like just in terms of just I don't know what you would call it. Just like impact in the industry. I feel like Ubisoft has fallen off dramatically compared to where they used to be. And it's been kind of a slow falling off, I guess you would say. But does anyone really get hyped up about Ubisoft anymore? Like, I don't know. Like, to me, it just seems like everybody's at this point is kind of like, oh yeah, Ubisoft, they're still a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Ubisoft's become a joke.
Yeah. Like, they exist, but they don't really have any impact.
They got like, what is it, Assassin's Creed, and then what really else are they known for?
Well, yeah, besides like Far Cry and Rainbow Six, right? Everything else they kind of like took out back and shot, right?
Yeah.
Like, even like Far Cry and Rainbow Six got taken out back and shot, and they've said they want to only push for Assassin's Creed now because it's the only franchise that makes money. And then Shadows got delayed, and Shadows looks like it's going to probably underperform because of the whole Yasuke like drama.
Yep. Dude,
so
I feel like they don't know. They don't have a vision. They don't know what they want to do with their stuff, and it just feels like they have no passion in it anymore. And this is Ubisoft we're talking about. I mean, let's go back, 10 years ago. Every E3, people were getting excited for Ubisoft. Ubisoft had their own freaking conference. And now look at where they are. And it's just, here's the question, like, and I'm half joking, I'm half being serious when I ask this. Does Ubisoft even want to make games anymore?
I mean, right? Like, Ubisoft doesn't want to make games. They want to make money. Like, that's really like I think that's their thing. Like, they're not even like pushing for like movies and stuff. Like, Ubisoft is literally all over the place. They do not understand like what they want to do. Like, they're just like, well, we want to make these historical epic, like, they wanted to do the historical, what were they called? They had them in Origins and Odyssey and Valhalla, the Discovery tours, right? Like those like historical like living things that you could explore, like go put in like classrooms and everywhere. And then they didn't do that for Mirage, and then they gave up, right? And then they might bring it back for Shadows, but I doubt it. And yeah, it's like Ubisoft used to also like their games they were putting out used to have some soul in them, and then after a while they just stopped. Like they're made on the cheap. I remember my brother picking up Assassin's Creed Valhalla for free on the PS Plus thing, and I was like, just so you know, this isn't like a Red Dead, right? Like these games are made on the cheap. They're not very great, you know. Like you're not gonna.
What has Ubisoft really done in the last, we'll say, 5 to 7 years? What have they really done that's been like, you know, outstanding or revolutionary or changed the industry? It's just
well, yeah. So yeah, nothing revolutionary, nothing changed the industry. It's been a lot of like formulaic, like the same shit every year, right? Like the only thing that I can think of that gave them any notable like cool was the Rabbids Mario crossover games. That was it. Which are just like XCOM clones.
I'm kind of, I don't know, like part of me is sad because I loved playing the OG Assassin's Creed, and we've already had like a long discussion about that.
Yeah.
I used to be a big Assassin's Creed fan. And now just to see what the company has become, I mean, I stopped caring about Ubisoft after a certain point when they killed Desmond. but so I became kind of apathetic to the company. But at the same time, when I look at how much joy they used to bring me and what they've become now, and now we have the possibility of them being sold off, it's kind of sad.
Yeah. They used to be a titan of the video game industry, right? Like it was like Ubisoft and like Bethesda, right? And then both fell off.
Oh God, Bethesda fell off big time, man.
I mean, but like Bethesda did get bought at the very least, but like Bethesda never had to like push to get a buyout though. like it's kind of sad when you think about it. The idea of just like, listen, we need the money and we're ready to have something change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you why they're having to push for this. We were just talking about it. It's look at what they've done to their IPs, to their franchises.
Yeah,
they've meandered around. They have no vision for them. They have let these things they're not dead. I mean, Assassin's Creed is obviously still going.
No, Assassin's Creed is a reanimate, or it's like a corpse that's being puppeted by strings.
Yeah,
like that's Assassin's Creed. Everything else is dead. I mean,
like
Splinter Cell is dead.
Splinter Cell is dead.
I mean, this is so crazy when you think about it, because just think about how big Splinter Cell used to be. I mean, it's just, why have they done this? Like, what was the thought process?
Just really, people bought Assassin's Creed like crazy, but then like then they started making Assassin's Creeds cheaper and cheaper and worse, and then it was like, what are you doing here? Like Unity, technology wise, and like the movement and everything, the stealth is the best Assassin's Creed. It's like, as far as like peak goes, right? As like technology and like what Assassin's Creed could be, an evolution technology wise and like working on consoles. And then they backtracked hard for the other ones. And it was like, you play Valhalla and it feels like your assassin is like covered in butter. And you're like, it feels like I'm playing a game from like the PS2, like movements all messed up. Like how did we lose so much over a couple of years? And you know, and I'll sing Valhalla's praises. I was just looking through my PlayStation play library, and they're like play times, and I feel like Valhalla was at like almost 500, maybe like 400 hours, something like that. Like I played Valhalla a lot, and it's like, it's one of those, it's that meme about like the Steam review, and it says this game sucks, 2,000 hours played, right? Like that's Valhalla for me. But this Shadows, right? Like I had it written on my calendar when Shadows was going to come out, and that was in November, like late November, and then they delayed it. But it's like I was going to pre-order it, but I still haven't pre-ordered it. And then now it's coming out February 14th, I believe, or 15th. I'm not going to pre-order it probably, which is going to be the first time in a long time I didn't pre-order an Assassin's Creed game, because like they used to be a thing, right? They used to be cool, and then now I'm just like, I don't know if I want to anymore.
So if somebody buys them, who do we think that would be most likely?
Well, I mean, Tencent has the ball in their court, basically. They're like, they asked them, like, Tencent, do you want to buy us? And then if you do, we want to have this Guillemot family.
Who's Tencent?
I'm Googling them now. I've heard the name before. A Chinese multinational technology conglomerate. Yeah, we did say there we had heard that already.
Oh God.
They own Epic. They own Epic Games, Roblox, Riot. So I mean, they got some stuff at least. Like that are making money at the very least.
Is Epic Games? Do they do Gears of War?
No, they're owned by Microsoft. The people that did Gears of War.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to see if there's a. So yeah, Riot Games. They have League of Legends. Yes, there's a lot of like Techland. I've heard of them. They did Dying Light. Don't Nod. You know, everyone loves Don't Nod. Like, come on.
Never heard of her.
What the hell is Don't Nod?
Yeah.
Don't Nod made Life is Strange.
Oh.
And the Life is
Wait,
Strange
I thought
games.
Square Enix did.
Yeah, the Square Enix published it. Remember, we had this conversation before with the whole Power Wash Simulator debacle. Publish it. Make it. Square Enix publishes more than they really kind of make. Epic Games, Bloober Team, they made a Silent Hill 2 remake recently.
I still need to check that out.
They own 62% in From Software. Oh, so this is percentage-based stuff, so it's not like what they own. This is percentage-based. So they own some stake in From Software. And it says they own 9% in Ubisoft. And so they're basically just like, give us... okay, so wholly owned. Okay, so wholly owned. They have some stuff. Majority. Yeah, so Don't Nod is their really highest, is really with the 42%. But yeah, so they have some stuff. Like I said, they have Techland, who made Dying Light. They own majority control of that. So, they're not... I'm not saying that I wouldn't trust them, I suppose. Like, as bad as it is to say... What?
I wonder why they picked them.
Well, because they already own the 10% in the company, so they're just like, hey, you got money, right? They're also, besides the Guillemot family, they're the second highest. They said in the article it's the second highest, like, controlling shareholder.
So if they were to buy Ubisoft, any guesses on what would happen with these IPs? Like, would they reboot them, or like?
I would hope that if they got control of Ubisoft, they would recognize, like, all right, people want, like they did Silent Hill, or like they know about Silent Hill 2 remake. They didn't do it, but they know about it. Konami pushed that. Like, that's like, if there was like Splinter Cell remake, right? We got something like that. That's possible. I don't know. Like, I would hope that whoever gets Ubisoft has the idea to be like, all right, we're going to push for a proper, like, return to a franchise, right? Like, Assassin's Creed shouldn't be a yearly release thing. Assassin's Creed should be every, like, 2 to 3 to 4 years, and put some time, put some love into it. You're doing these big open worlds. You need some open worlds with some, like, Red Dead time, right? Like, Red Dead time put into it. Really blow our minds, right?
Well, let me tell you what would bring me back. If they bought Assassin's Creed, I'd probably be like, no, you're a Chinese company. I don't trust you. I'm walking away. And then they're like, we're going to bring back Desmond. And I turn around and be like, shit, dude, that's all you had to say.
So it's funny you say that, Jesker. Desmond did come back in the ending of Valhalla.
Yeah, I know. We talked about this.
Yeah,
But
we
they
talked.
should.
We did. Yeah,
Oh, well, you know what? It's not even really Desmond. It's just the
it's his.
whole.
It's his consciousness.
I mean, like, it wasn't just getting rid of Desmond in Assassin's Creed 3, because that was one thing, like him making the
It's
sacrifice.
the
and
death of
everything.
the modern day story.
Yes, yes. It's, I mean, the fucking ancients,
They gave up.
I mean, it's just all that shit just thrown out, and that's the problem. Like, if they get killed off Desmond and then they replaced him with another character, but they picked up the same storyline, and it's like, okay, we're following this new character, but we're still dealing with the same villains and everything.
Yeah.
Then with Juno, then it'd be like, okay, cool, fine, whatever. But
yeah, it took him like 5 years to even reintroduce a modern day protagonist that went longer than one game. And then she died in the third game. Like,
it's just,
yeah. We have a whole clip up of me and Jessica talking about Assassin's Creed.
yeah, I don't want to reiterate it again,
Yeah,
but like, if they want to win me back, whoever buys Ubisoft, that's how you win me back.
Show some respect to the IP, right?
Yes.
Like, announce Assassin's Creed 1 remake would also, or a remake, or a good remaster. Like that, instead of Ubisoft trying to scam Singapore and giving us a Black Flag remake that doesn't need to exist because Black Flag's already like S tier goated. And all you gotta do is just, all you gotta do is just remaster it. But no, they're gonna, because they're trying to scam the Singapore government by making a shitty pirate game that no one liked. They're gonna reuse all the assets and make Assassin's Creed 4 remake, which is gonna be the only way to play next gen Assassin's Creed 4, which is gonna suck. I hope that we get what was it? Was like a reverse Shadow of the Colossus. Like the Shadow of Colossus remaster was like buggy and terrible, and so then they're like, all right, fine, we'll do a whole remake of it, but like do a reverse of it, where it's like, I don't want the remake, I just need a remaster. That's all I want. But anyway, yeah. So Grumpy says they tried to turn Assassin's Creed into Madden. I hate them for that. Yeah, the yearly releases, the Call of Duty.
When you said that too.
Yeah, I think it was Call of Duty did that. It was like they were going off of that model more than Madden. And even Madden's proven that system can't work. And Madden is the easiest one to do it because it's literally copy and paste. But Madden still fucks it up.
Mm-hmm.
Tencent and NetEase, the created Marvel rivals, equals the Chinese government. Yeah, if you want to look at it that way, it's a communist country. Technically that is how it works. AC equals massive disappointment. Yeah, it's, like I said, I'm a big AC fan, like my thing says on here. I gave more money to Ubisoft than any buyout ever could. Like I've done it all,
Simp.
There we go. I've done it. I'm guilty of doing it. Mainly it's just Assassin's Creed and buying the DLCs and stuff. Never really went anywhere else as far as, I did play Far Cry 5. I love Far Cry 5. That's like the last good Far Cry game.
I did not get into any of the Far Cries. I was not a fan.
I keep calling you a simp, but I've done the same thing for Square Enix.
That is true. But I will say too, and like because I own all the
software guy.
I own all the Kingdom Hearts games as well. I bought them all. When I bought them all on sale. But
now see, you're not a real fan. See, I bought all the handheld games and all the systems to go with it.
The console to go with them. Yeah,
that's right. Because I'm a Square simp. That's what I am. Yes, sir.
But now and then another news came out that they announced that Assassin's Creed Shadows will have a canon mode, which means that because Assassin's Creed Shadows, like Odyssey and Valhalla, have choices, but so if you don't want to have choices because you want to play an Assassin's Creed game that did, because they don't have choices, right? You can turn on canon mode and it will just pick the choices as they are, meant to be, right? So it's the canon story of the game.
I don't understand this. Like, if you're gonna have a canon mode,
exactly,
just have a story mode without choices.
Yeah,
You know what?
Like,
It's called a single player game. Every other company knows how to do this. Like, what's wrong with these people?
yeah, even Mirage, I feel like had choices like a few times, but Mirage, like, and I've talked about like Mirage was actually not bad. I would say like it's up there. It's like it tried its hardest to do what it could do with like, you know, what it was given for like that company's like brand new like game. Like there was like their only time they were holding their own game, but it was Mirage not bad. Grumpy says I was down for AC. I was practically a Ubisoft sim. They were making good games. Then they stopped doing that. Like they just couldn't be bothered anymore.
I'm depressed, Wizard. I'm depressed.
It hurts.
I'm very depressed right now.
It hurts to find out that they like, yeah. And then of course people were mad that, you know, then they point out you can play the game with choices if you want. Can mode is just there, like AC1 to Syndicate, which I mean technically it should be AC1 to Origins because there's no decisions in Origins. There's dialogue options, but not really. It was just like I will do this quest or I won't. Like, it was just a yes or a no. But even then it was like, so yeah, this AC1 to Origins. Yeah, made Assassin's Creed to an open world RPG and then decided it was a mistake. So I see this as them deciding to no longer go with choices. This might, the thing is, like, they want to be The Witcher so bad. They've always wanted to be The Witcher ever since Ubisoft came out, or ever since Origins came out. It's like, have to be The Witcher, have to do The Witcher. And you have dialogue options and dialogue trees and all that for all that, you know. But yeah, they want to be The Witcher, and they're not gonna be. So, but
I mean, be your own thing, like Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed was its own thing, you know.
Yeah,
like it used to be.
I mean, like there was people trying to be Assassin's Creed. Like, why would you throw that away?
Like Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor, right? Tries to be Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, that's a great example.
Batman Arkham Asylum has Assassin's Creed elements in it, you know.
That's
like,
true. That's true.
It kind of started it, you know. Same with and then it spun off into it with Arkham City. The idea of just like, yeah, you go up to this building, you jump down, you grab the guy, you know, like there's no social stealth, but like that's the thing. Like Hitman is spun off from Assassin's Creed, right? Like, you know, parkour stuff, you know, Mirror's Edge has some Assassin's Creed. Like they all had, you know, they all had it.
Yeah, it's a big franchise for them.
I don't play many video games. I'm just here to support Wizard. Thanks, Preston. That's weird that you don't play video games though. But yeah, so yeah, Music Master is here. Hello, Music Master.
Hello.
Grumpy says I own, but I've never played AC Unity and the British one. My heart just ain't in it. So Unity's pretty good. Stories, meh. If you don't like a romance story that wastes your time, but if you do like a very beautiful redhead, no, Unity's good. Syndicate is a lot of like trying to like fix what Unity was. So it's like, well, we can't be funny or we can't be serious because Unity was like that. So we got to be funny, and we can't have the parkour be a certain way because Unity was like that. So we're gonna do, you know. So it was a lot of like Ubisoft not recognizing that Unity only bombed because they rushed it and it was buggy and all this stuff. They recognized it for Origins, but for Syndicate, they're like full steam ahead. But the DLC for Syndicate was great. It was a great DLC.
I don't know, man. It's just, I'm just depressed, Wizard. Like this is a depressing story. Like I'm just, like it's over, man. It's just I think Wizard has the best nerd live stream on Wednesdays.
On Wednesdays now.
Yo, that's Cynic being nice for once, man. It's a Christmas miracle. But
his heart grew 3 sizes to
it's just really, I don't know, man. Like I grew up when Ubisoft I didn't grow up, but I was like what, in high school, starting to head into college when Ubisoft was like just really killing it, man. And then it was such a tight, like you said, a titan of the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just, I just feel so bad for it. I want to take it out back and old yeller it. I mean, that's where I'm at now.
Yeah, you want to, you just, it's like, please just stop becoming a shell of yourself. At least Bethesda does the same things they always did, and that's part of their problem. Ubisoft just is doing the same things, but worse.
Bethesda needs to fucking update their fucking
engine, their
that's the word,
gameplay style. Like Bethesda needs a complete overhaul. But speaking of people who need to just be done and give up, hold on. Music Master asks, "What's my favorite Ubisoft property?" Well, it's Assassin's Creed.
It was Assassin's Creed for me.
Honestly, I guess I was never a fan of any of their games, really. I don't really care for Splinter Cell, Rainbow Six, Far Cry, Assassin's Creed.